When zombies first appeared after the credits for World at War's campaign and I was met with the haunting cinematic with zero clue what was happening next, I was hooked into zombies. It's been over 15 years since that first experience and I'm still loving the mode to this day. But zombies hasn't always been the same round-based experience we've come to love, and for better or worse, it looks like Treyarch may be dabbling in alternatives for the mode in the near future. Before we can get into what's next for zombies, we first need some context around all the decisions and risks Treyarch has made for zombies, some that were resounding successes and others that created fierce divisions in the community. We'll start with the Black Ops games, as these are typically regarded as the true zombies experiences, before covering some of the alternatives like Cold War's Outbreak and Modern Warfare 3's open world MWZ. When the devs added zombies at the end of World at War's campaign, it was almost like a little reward for completing the storyline. At launch, the mode wasn't even referenced, so players couldn't see it on their menu until they beat the campaign. Later on, it was available for players after the secret was out. I don't think the developers or community expected it to take off like it did, but with each new DLC map, the love for the mode grew. Horde survival modes were already beginning to be added alongside the regular campaign and multiplayer experiences during that same time, notably Gears of War 2. But Treyarch separated themselves from the competition by continuing to innovate through each DLC for World at War and introducing new gameplay mechanics to keep the mode fresh and entertaining. When BO1 released, there was a ton of intention behind the mode, as the developers had multiple years to make zombies better than ever, which helped it continue its rapid success and love from the players. BO1 also marks the first time players were met with an Easter egg quest, something that has become a staple in the zombies experience. Ascension's Easter egg needed teamwork and puzzle solving from the players, requiring them to figure out each step, which was a major risk. There was a chance that players would get frustrated and abandon the new Easter egg steps in favor for the traditional round-based survival aspect of zombies. But players loved it. From starting in black and white with color only returning after turning on the power, to the shift away from hellhounds to space monkeys that stole perks. Ascension was an instant success, and even until now is regarded as an all-time great zombies map. Black Ops 2 saw Treyarch take another risk by introducing transit, which allowed players to travel between areas of the map that offered new and unique points of interest and challenges. This may seem like a basic concept now when we look at a map like BO6's Terminus that offers us boats to traverse the map, but in 2012 this was groundbreaking. However, not all players loved it after the first few playthroughs, with some members of the zombies community abandoning it for other maps like Nuketown or Die Rice. Another risk Treyarch took was expanding on the perk system, adding more wonder weapons and introducing craftables. While these weren't as impactful as some of the maps in BO2, it showed that Treyarch was still willing to innovate. Black Ops 3 Zombies introduced a full progression system specifically for zombies, separate to multiplayer, with XP, weapon levels, and unlockable attachments and camos. Players earned XP by killing zombies, completing objectives, and surviving rounds, allowing them to level up and unlock new gobblegums, which offered various gameplay benefits. Weapons in zombies had their own separate progression system similar to multiplayer, where using a gun unlocked attachments, optics, and camos. This allowed players to customize their weapons in Dr. Monty's factory and the gunsmith, improving their effectiveness in matches. Additionally, completing in-game challenges granted rewards such as calling cards and unique camo unlocks. The direct attention paid to the zombies community by Treyarch was very well received, and these changes helped ensure the mode remained rewarding for players who didn't prefer to play multiplayer. There were also changes made to the solo experience, allowing for more survivability when not in a party, and the ability to complete some of the Easter eggs by yourself. This was a bright spot for Treyarch, as it showed they were listening to the community and seemed to have the players' interests in mind when making changes to the game. Within the community, this is regarded as the beginning of the end for the zombies golden era. Black Ops 4 removed the traditional perk limit, allowing players to equip as many perks as their slots allowed. Each specialist had access to unique perks, adding a tactical layer to team composition. The game introduced crafting stations, letting players craft or upgrade perks for more strategic flexibility. Quick Revive was no longer a default solo perk and had to be crafted, making early rounds more challenging. The Black Ops 4 Zombies perk changes received mixed reactions, with many players feeling the removal of classic perks like Juggernog caused a loss of identity for the mode. Some appreciated the flexibility of choosing perks before matches, but others disliked how Speed Cola and Double Tap were tied to Pack-a-Punch instead of being standalone perks. The new system encouraged experimentation, but certain perks and modifiers were clearly stronger, leading to a lack of variety and optimal loadouts. Standardized health made gameplay more balanced, but it also removed the feeling of getting Juggernog for survivability necessary. While the system had innovative ideas, the backlash from longtime fans contributed to Black Ops 4 being less popular than Black Ops 3. Black Ops Cold War returned to the traditional Perca-Cola vending machine system where players purchase perks on the map instead of selecting them in a loadout. Unlike BO4, perks were bought with points, restoring the classic Zombies experience. A major addition was perk tiers, allowing players to upgrade perks for enhanced effects, such as Juggernog increasing health and Speed Cola further reducing reload times. The game removed BO4's crafting stations and elixirs, focusing on static perk locations with in-game upgrades. The changes in Cold War Zombies compared to Black Ops 4 were largely well received, especially the simplified perk system and loadout customization. During downtimes in content, Treyarch relied on a new mode, Outbreak. Outbreak was a large-scale, open-world zombies mode introduced in Season 2. The mode featured large maps with randomized objectives and increasing difficulties across rounds. Players could exfil after completing objectives, fending off zombie waves for rewards and experience. Random world events such as elite zombies and radiation storms added unpredictability to matches. Vehicles like cars, trucks, and tanks allowed for faster traversal and dynamic gameplay. The mode also featured Pack-a-Punch, Perca-Cola stations, and hidden Easter eggs tied to the Cold War Zombies storyline. Outbreak received mixed reactions from the community. Some players appreciated the expansive open-world approach, viewing it as a fresh take on the traditional Zombies experience. However, others felt it deviated too far from the classic formula, with some expressing a preference for the traditional round-based modes. Away from the Black Ops series, you also had games like Advanced Warfare with Exo-Zombies, World War II and Vanguard's take on zombies, and even the original MW3 survival mode within Spec Ops. While these alternatives did help push the Zombies mode further, these were met with very mixed reviews and are typically not remembered fondly by most members of the community in comparison to the great Zombies games like the original few Black Ops titles. Most recently, MW3 2023 introduced Modern Warfare Zombies, MWZ, which received mixed reactions, with some players enjoying its open-world extraction-based gameplay, while others felt it strayed too far from the traditional round-based Zombies experience, which is a common response when risks are taken within the mode. Fans praised the atmosphere, Dark Ether storyline, and custom loadout system, which made MWZ more accessible for casual players. However, criticisms focused on repetitive objectives, lack of enemy variety, and the absence of a solo-friendly mode, making it feel less engaging over time. Many longtime Zombies fans were disappointed by the lack of classic round-based survival, arguing that MWZ felt more like a DMZ reskin than a true Zombies experience. While some appreciated its fresh approach, others saw MWZ as a step in the wrong direction, hoping for a return to the franchise's round-based roots in future installments. In the early years, Treyarch couldn't miss with any of its installments, improving on the success of prior games each time and building a ton of goodwill within the community. However, as years went on and multiple releases soured the community's opinion on the direction of Zombies, Treyarch lost the trust of its most passionate fans. BO6 marked a turn in the right direction as there is a clear focus on the round-based formula that created so much success since Zombies' first release with World at War. But players are expecting more and more, and a return of a mode like Outbreak could genuinely satisfy fans who are looking for variety without Treyarch having to take too large of a risk. It's a mode that has already been tested and is a few years removed from the life cycle of recent CODs. We've already gotten multiple DLC round-based maps, and the addition of a new map alongside a fresh way to play Zombies could really help extend the game's replayability and potentially bring back players who have either gotten burnt out, bored, or frustrated with the current content offerings. With the return of Verdansk in Season 3, Treyarch could also look to revamp MWZ, but in my opinion, we just had this available last year and wouldn't hit the same as Outbreak that hasn't been updated in years. Let's hope Treyarch listens to the community's feedback and is willing to make strides to improve on the mode that has been so strongly supported by players for over 15 years.